Pioneers, and welcome to another edition of Inside Canyon Springs. I'm Demetrius Pipkin.
And I'm Donna Kretsu. We're coming to you today from the Las Vegas Strip, where tourists come to experience the magic and the lights of Las Vegas.
However, that's exactly what Las Vegas is all about. Lights and magic. Now, when most people come to Las Vegas, they don't see the real Vegas.
Today we're here in City Park in North Las Vegas. City Park is just like any other park across the nation. But for most Las Vegans, this is as close as we get to the Strip, unless we have friends or relatives in town.
Now, to kick off today's show, we went around campus and spoke to many of the students at Canyon Springs about what they thought about the city that they live in.
For most of the country, Las Vegas is infamously known as Sin City. But if you ask the people here at Canyon Springs, you get a wide variety of responses.
Las Vegas is unique about a lot of things, all the lights and the casinos. We don't have too much stuff for us young people, but it's a pretty good town.
Vegas, I don't like Vegas, okay? It's hot, I don't like it, it's too hot.
I actually like Vegas. My husband and I moved here from Oklahoma in '99, so we've been here quite a while. It's very interesting.
People are always talking about the casinos. Although they're so-so, you can go to the mountains or parks.
It's alright, you know. It's fun, you know. You do a lot. That's about it.
We have a lot of different resources that I wouldn't have in another state. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and when I was there, it wasn't a lot of entertainment. Well, it was entertainment, but not like a show on a strip or anything like that. So I do like the entertainment, but I do miss home.
Well, there's always the Strip.
Right in the summertime, it feels nice, man. It feels nice.
It's hot, but it's pretty balmy. Yeah.
I think Las Vegas is a really nice place to live in. People usually think that they live like surrounded by the games and you can go and gamble, but once you live here, it's not really the same. It's like a normal city anywhere in the U.S., basically.
You know, I always think it's funny when I'm traveling on different trips that people are so surprised that I'm from Las Vegas.
I know, and then they always ask us if we live in a hotel.
Well, a lot of people don't actually know what the real Vegas is, and Portia Portugal takes a look at the other side.
When you think of Las Vegas, what comes to mind? Maybe you think Sin City, strip clubs, gambling, but to the residents, Vegas is nothing more than a place to call home.
Play with my kids, read to them, go to the library, go to the park, go out to eat. We enjoy going out to eat as a family.
Spend time with the family, make quilts, read.
Hang out with the homies, or just like go to the strip, or just go to sleep.
In my spare time, I like to hang out with my friends, go to the movies, you know, it's fun.
Non-residents tend to have an altered perception as to what Vegas is all about.
I always thought the gambling and the casinos would kind of be a bad influence.
That it's hot. There's always something to do.
Before moving here, I thought it was going to be crazy parties all the time.
I thought it was a desert with just casinos in it.
Before I moved here, I kind of pictured it as like this tourist town, right? And it's like, do people actually live here, you know?
It was just like a bunch of casinos, and like I didn't know there was this many people living here.
Although the Strip is simply a car ride away, the people here rarely visit.
Very rarely. Very rarely.
Once I went downtown, I didn't like it. I stay away from downtown as much as possible.
I did when I went on vacation, but I haven't lately.
Sometimes I do just like ride down it, but I don't really go that much.
Once settled, many people realize the true potential that Las Vegas holds.
I love it. You get everything here. You get, you want Paris, you go to the Paris. You want Egypt, you go to the Luxor. I mean, you got everything here. It's 24 hours a day.
The people definitely changed my mind. You know, I mean, it's such a welcoming and friendly environment when you do move here, and everybody's just been so nice.
It's not as fun as they think it is. It's not just all fun and partying all the time.
It's really not just Sin City. Like, it's not all about fun in Vegas. It could be serious sometimes too.
Living here and going down to the Strip are two different things, really.
I love it all around.
While Vegas may include all of these aspects, it's also home to people with everyday lives consisting of family, school, and work. Reporting for Inside Canyon Springs, I'm Portia Portugal.
A lot of rich history. It was founded back in 1905 and has gone through some extreme changes over the past century.
In this next story, I talked to someone who has been here for most of his life and has seen how Las Vegas has grown. Here's this week's My Hometown. Las Vegas, it's the entertainment capital of the world, where over 40 million people a year travel to get a taste of the high life. But for one local, Las Vegas tells a very different story.
In the last 15 years, it's been a boom. And today we see more construction in terms of hotels, building hotels and casinos going on than ever before.
Isaac White has called Las Vegas home for over 60 years.
As a child, Las Vegas was really a dusty village. We had a number of houses, but most people lived in what we call shacks at the time. Most people came here from places like Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, and they came to make a living with no intent of ever staying. And living in a shack, if you were tired of the view that you had, you would hook your shack up to a truck and move it someplace else.
For Mr. White, Las Vegas wasn't always the glamorous tourist attraction seen today, but once a very barren town.
Las Vegas was mainly the downtown area. The Strip, at the time that I was a child, had maybe 2 hotels, namely the Flamingo and the Old Frontier. The town has gone through a metamorphosis since that time, and most people come to Las Vegas now to see the Strip, but before then it was downtown.
One major factor that played a role in people's lives was not the growing attractions, but a far more nefarious institution.
Las Vegas was considered a very segregated town. Blacks living here were not able to go to the various clubs and casinos downtown. I was faced with discrimination in regards to going to work for business. They just were not hiring African Americans.
Despite the many trials Las Vegas presented, the city quickly developed into the diversified and prosperous community it is today.
I like the nightlife. When my friends, family and relatives come to visit, it's a nice place to take them out.
Although Mr. White wasn't born in what would one day become the Mecca of entertainment, Las Vegas has since been his hometown. For Inside Canyon Springs, I'm Donna Kretsu. One of the biggest teenage hotspots in Las Vegas is the Adventure Dome, where kids can go to ride some roller coasters and have some fun.
But for one Vegas teen, the Adventure Dome is more than that. In this next story, Mika Ogwin tells us about her job.
Tourists are usually attracted to the Las Vegas Strip because of its bright lights and many tourist attractions. And as Las Vegas residents, we all know someone who is involved in the tourist industry. Whether it's a family member, a friend, somebody that lives in our neighborhood, or in this case, one of our very own pioneers.
I'm a ride attendant at the Adventure Dome at Circus Circus. The Adventure Dome is a theme park inside the Circus Circus Hotel and Casino. It's like this big dome area. It's like 5 acres. It's, rides, attractions, games, lots of fun. Basically, I operate rides. I make sure that the rides working I make sure harnesses are closed, that everybody's sitting the way they should, you're the right height, or you have the right wristband or ticket.
I am the area coordinator or floor supervisor. I'm responsible for going around the park, making sure all the attendants are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm over Minka, but there's somebody over me, and then there's somebody over that person, so it just goes up a line. But if there's ever a problem, I'm the first person that gets called to go to Minka.
There's 2 worst parts. There is when people get, you get a guest concern, someone complains. that's horrible. Like, they'll complain about the littlest thing, like, oh, you hit me when you put down my harness. Your hand shouldn't have been there. But, you know, that just sucks. People will complain about the worst things to try to get, I don't know, to get in the front of the line or to get a free pass.
Actually, Minka's one of the better attendants that we have here, because we have had some that don't care. She does what she's supposed to do without little complaint, even though I know it's there. She doesn't make it obvious. This ride, FX particularly, she doesn't like it, because when we first got it, she went here almost every day, but she's actually a really good employee.
At any time, if you wish to leave, just please stand up and walk directly to the exit door, which is right here. Any questions?
Very. Wow. Like, you know, a lot of famous people come in, you know, like I've met Wayne Brady and Ray Romano and rappers that I don't know who they are. You know, like I've met, you know, the boxers and stuff, you know. You meet a lot of like famous people, you meet some cool people at the same time. You know, it's Vegas, it's Sin City. You got some drunk people.
We have interesting experiences all the time here. Rides getting stuck, rides going down, special guests such as celebrities coming in here. Fright Dome is always a main event in here. It's a lot of interesting things. Working here, there's nothing I haven't seen.
There was one time this lady, she was with her son and her son was too small to ride the roller coaster. So she was, you know, she was fine with it. She was like, oh, okay, you know, all right. She came back a little later and she didn't have her son, so, you know, we assumed like, oh, she's with somebody else. She just, you know, she wanted to ride, you know, she handed it off to somebody else. She rode, she came back and she had to go all the way around, and she walked all the way around, and she went to the lockers that are right next to the roller coaster, and we were just, you know, just looking, and then she opened the lockers and she pulled out her son. And we were like, what? Oh, you know, freaking out and like, you know, call security, but by the time, you know, they come, the lady's already out of the park. Like, it's a very weird, creepy experience. So it's a very entertaining job. At a time, it can be very stressful.
All I can say is if you're planning on working here, be prepared for an adventure.
Las Vegas is a cultural icon known across the world for its breathtaking architecture and, of course, its lights.
But most people don't think about those lights and how important they are to our city. Nakaya Berry brings us more.
One of the reasons why tourists come to Las Vegas is to see the eye-popping lights. This glimmer and glow is a strong visual presence on the Las Vegas Strip. However, there are very few who actually realize the amount of energy this exciting city consumes.
It looks cool. Especially coming in on a plane at nighttime is actually one of the best times to fly in. Most cities is like that's the best time to fly in is at night just to see the lights, and Vegas is you know, no exception to that.
The lights are an essential part of drawing people to Las Vegas.
Tourists enjoy the glamorous lights, but few realize that these lights are needed to keep our city alive. I had the chance to speak to Jack Finn of Public Affairs and Nevada Power to find out more facts involving the lights on the Strip.
Tourism, as we know, is a huge part of the state's economy. The state wouldn't survive without it. And it's those lights and it's those recognizable icons of the Las Vegas Strip that attract people here.
The amount of fluorescent coves, floodlighting, neon, and accent fixtures that create these fantasy buildings along the Strip is simply too much to estimate. Visitors are in awe about the amounts of lights in Vegas compared to their hometown.
Just a lot, you know. It's living in small town in Michigan, you know, not exactly happening nightlife.
My hometown is about 30,000 people, so probably on the order of 1 billion. More than you can count.
I can tell you that the power used to provide for those lights is enough to power 23,500 homes at any given time, so it's quite a lot.
With that being said, there are many strategies to save money and energy. It's just a matter of going out to research and find the endless possibilities to do so.
We have some great conservation programs. People are really tuning into them, asking about them, going to our website to check them out. They're terrific programs. People are very interested in them, and the interest is very high.
While an incredible sum of energy is used on the Strip as well as in the Valley, power companies draw the line between providing and conserving to help our environment. However, some people still feel no concern for the world they live in, but more about the glitz and the glam.
It's always a balance between taking care of the environment, which we are very dedicated to here at Nevada Power, and providing enough electricity. So we seek to achieve it every day.
Visitors wouldn't acknowledge environmental threats to the city concerning power usage and light pollution as opposed to local residents. A solution to help the waste of light energy is to encourage people to explore renewable resources such as solar, geothermal, and wind power.
I would say it probably really has no impact, to be honest. I mean, I suppose if you lived here, might be a little different story.
Renewables are a huge part of the future of the energy picture here in Nevada and across the country. As a matter of fact, Nevada is #1 in usage per capita of solar energy. We're very proud of that. We just reached that status, so that's something very important. Renewables are very big now. They're going to be even bigger in the future, and we are absolutely committed to them.
Tourist and professional views are similar when it comes to the topic of the consumption of energy. They have determined that new avenues for producing power can increase our efficiency protecting our environment, but even if we did it, it has been proven to be all worth it.
You know, it's like ADD, you know, you're like, ooh, 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 look at that, look at that, look at that.
All the lights in Las Vegas, so it makes Las Vegas, Las Vegas.
The alternative to not providing the power for the Strip would be a death of the economy of this state and all the jobs that it provides. Nevada would cease to exist as it does now.
Reporting for Inside Canyon Springs, I'm Nakaya Berry.
Now you've had a chance to see both sides of Las Vegas.
You've seen the side that everybody dreams of visiting and the side that makes up a part of our everyday lives.
Now, if you'd like to see this show or any of our previous shows, you can check us out on the web at KCSLTV6.net.
For Inside Canyon Springs, I'm Donna Kretsu.
And I'm Demetrius Pipkin, and we'll see you next time. Well, now you've seen... No, that's not what I said. I'm scared of bees, sorry.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, so...
For Inside Canyon Springs, I'm Demetrius Pipkin.
And I'm Donna Kretsu. We'll see you next time.
Ah, Donna! 3. All right, 3. All right, 3.